Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with day 10 on our road trip adventures. And this was the day we left Denver, headed to San Francisco. And we were we had a deadline for, we wanted to be there when the team was home playing in San Francisco before they went on a road trip. And so we had a limited amount of time, but I kind of mapped it out and figured that we could make it and still maybe possibly meet up with my cousin and his daughter who were touring the national parks in Utah. And we were going to head to Utah and then west towards California. And we did not know, we know now, but August is the time of year when the road crews in the Rocky Mountains put the nets up on the mountains or the hills or whatever it is that might have loose rocks that could fall in an avalanche and hit the road. So all of these areas, every time a road cut through a mountain, there were shears that they had to put these nets up on. So they were doing it that day and they closed down a lot of roads. So we got diverted and ended up, this is a picture of what the traffic looked like. And we were in this position, I think, for 3 hours. And so by the time we saw this little hole in the wall place, we really had to go to the restroom, and there was no parking because everybody else had the same idea. And so we alternated. John drove around while I went into the restroom, and I came back and drove around while he went to the restroom. So we were happy to see that. And we got rerouted through Steamboat Springs, which is a place I'd never been, and we kind of stopped and spent a little bit of time there before getting back on the road. We ended up, and I don't have any photos of it until tomorrow, but we ended up in Green River, Wyoming, and it was a long fought. That's a story in and of itself, which I'll tell tomorrow. But right now, I'm using one of the premium sketches from Scrap-A-Sketch, and I'm kind of taking a lot of liberties with it. I'm using these film strips. The original had 2 film strips and a couple of photos each, but I'm gonna kind of do something like this, although I'd like for the more of the strip to show. But yeah, so if I could do something like that, and then I've got a pink one down here. This gives me my 2 Mind the Scrap colors that I need for the challenge. And Let's Roll is a Neil Young song, so that works for my song title. And I have a few embellishments here, mixing Where to Next by Vicki Boutin with Are We There Yet by Steven Duncan. And I've got a stamp, and before I start putting photos on, I want to nail the film strips down and then stamp some lines and maybe do some washi tape, but we'll see about the washi tape. So first thing I want to do is, I know that this part is likely to get covered up, so I'm going to anchor it that way because that tape does show beneath this acetate. Let's see. This one's probably going to go straight, and I want to orient it kind of this way. And then this one will go down, leaving a spot for the title there. So let me just do that. And then down here, I'm going to move this one way over here. And do it like so. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on so that I kind of know that it has room. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put these lines there so that my title sits on it and it's not just kind of sitting out in space. Because I didn't have any embellishments I was planning to cluster around it. So these lines will be perfect. Okay. This is textured paper, and you really have to push down on the stamp to get it to go all the way through. And then again, and then it still isn't, it still doesn't necessarily work. So, but that's okay, because this is going to go right there. All right, so I have the, the basic outline done here. And for the photos, I'm not going to put them on foam because I want to overlap and underlap and do all kinds of things that may not be as easy to do. So let's start with this right here. This is a beautiful stream. It looks like a picture postcard, and it was kind of right behind a rest stop area. I forget if it was a commercial, like a service station or not. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of do these like so without a whole lot of difference in the heights. I'll maybe do that. I want the chocolate factory sign that John's pointing to show. So I'm just gonna kind of do this and hope for the best. I'll kind of put it on there. And then I want, well, actually, let's do it. I'm gonna have to lift that up to put this. I've got this washi tape that I kind of want to tuck in under here. It's from a, that works. It's from a Simple Stories collection. Let me put the washi tape under this before we go any farther. Kind of do that. And I'll do that. Okay, now let's see if I can get I've got this map and this Go West that I thought I could layer up right here, and then I can do some Nouveau drops. So let me put some foam behind this. The embellishments I will pop up and layer there, and there's the Go West. I'm gonna do some tape there and get that kind of there. And I've got this little wooden word that says mountains, and I'm just going to leave it right there for now. I don't know where it's actually going to go. Let's do the next set of photos. This is when we went through Vail. Now this is a ski slope, but it was in summertime. And so that's Vail. I want the ski slope to show. And there's John pointing out some more chocolate. We found and I'm not sure what order that went in, but I kind of like the order of the photos. This one has landscape, and then a human. So I thought that would be a nice arrangement. Let's see, where did my stapler go? I want the chocolate to show there. They offer a free cup of coffee, ice cream, snacks and drinks, jewelry, gifts, photography, books and cards, toys, maps and brochures, and then it says and it's underlined chocolate. So John found it, and of course I had to take a photo. This shows the traffic jam. So I want the line of cars to show. Oops, I managed to pull that one. Okay, here. That works. And I've got this embellishment that says road tripping, and I've got a suitcase. I'm going to put the suitcase flat and layer it under that photo. And then I will put this on some foam tape. The suitcase is from Where to Next. The road tripping bit is from Are We There Yet? And I can overlap the photo that way, and it kind of shows the car heading to here. This is not exactly anyone's idea of road tripping. I've got this little thing that says, look at you, and I kind of want to put it right here underneath this, even though it's going to cover up some washi tape. That does not matter. And just so that you know, I have typed out little strips of journaling. I will cut those out and place them on here off camera. I thought that might be a bit much to try to get done. Okay, here's the Gypsum Grill. This the Rabbit Ears Motel. This absolutely looks like something out of a Steven Duncan collection. It's this was in Steamboat Springs, just as we were driving into Steamboat Springs, and it's got a rabbit with, you know, big old ears and the great, you know, kind of classic motel sign. I hate losing this because I edited the photo so as not to lose that, but I need real estate on my page. And this is a gorgeous sky in Steamboat Springs. Okay, so there, and I guess we'll lay it like this because that kind of shows this. I have this in Sorry No Vacancy. I'm going to put this here because that's actually what we encountered. And I'm going to put something else here. I'm not sure what. Maybe this ampersand from a that I tried to use on a layout before. It kind of brings in that sort of color scheme that's going on. Let me see if I can find something from Where to Next that would work. There's this, which actually would kind of fill a spot there. And then I could do this, and then I could maybe tuck a little, like a bit of journaling under here that talks about landing at Green River. So I think I will use that. And let me kind of pop this up a bit. And since that's where we hit a place with no vacancy and then had to drive on and ended there in the dark, and couldn't find our way to it. We kept seeing it, but we couldn't make the right turns. It was, I'm telling you the story I was going to wait for tomorrow, but it was a brand new hotel in what was going to be a not yet built business development. And there were they had put the roads down. Let's see, I'm going to do this right here and tuck it under that. Let's do that, like, do I want it this way? Yeah, I'll put it parallel to the page. And you know what? I want it up farther so that I have room to write something there. I'm going to put this here, I think, and then this here. And I'll put it at that angle because I'm going to write the stuff at an angle. And I'm going to just put this at an angle, actually, too. So we kind of drove around in circles, and we stopped to try to just gain our composure, and a police car came up behind us, and we thought he was going to get upset with us for, I'm not going to use this, I don't think. Although I want something there, maybe something pretty, like we might have gotten an ice cream cone from here. I don't think we did. I don't think we stuck around long enough to do that. But the ice cream cone could be kind of a symbol for refreshment. And refreshment meaning going to the restroom. Okay, there. So I like that better than the ampersand, even though the ampersand would have brought in a better color story. I don't know if I want these, but I'm tempted to use these flowers, like to put one here. I'm gonna do it because in the end I want it to be a pretty page, and flowers are pretty. It's my my personal opinion. And I have 3 of them. And I can tuck the ugly end, the cut end that I didn't do a great job of cutting. Okay, we'll do this orange one here. And there. And these are from Where to Next as well. This might be easier to do here. And then I think I'm going to put this one down here. And I hate that that means you can't see the little holder on that. So I'm going to move this down. Actually, let's put it here. No, here. Yes. And I probably have made the glue not so sticky anymore. So I'm going to put that there. It's again a kind of a busy, disjointed sort of page, which was sort of like the day. I'm going to put this mountains thing maybe on another page. I have some nice pictures of mountains to post in the coming days. I have these stars that are a Studio Calico sticker set. They're stars that have maps on them. So I'm going to put them on. They'll blend in, especially if I put them on top of anything similarly colored. So I'll raise them up and give them some shadowing. They're printed with maps, and they're just awesome. And I bought several sets at the time, and have a few left. So I'm going to work these into the clusters. Like that one can go there. And then I'll take this one and put a tiny dot on it, because it's a tiny star, and I'm going to overlay it on the suitcase there. Okay, now I've done my stamping. I have my Mind the Scrap colors. I have a song title. I have stars. I have washi. Now let's do enamel dot, or not enamel dots, but Nuvo drops. These are black. These are gray. I think I'm gonna try for the gray. Let's see where my test page is. Here we go. Okay, it's gonna need some coaxing. So I need to pull a pin out and hope I don't have to take the lid off and punch up through it. Let's try that. That's not gonna work that way. So I'm gonna try not to get this all over my page. These are, as I'm looking at them, fairly dried out. So I may not be able to use them as drops. They may need some, they may need to be used as dimensional paint that I squeeze out and brayer on something, somewhere, sometime. But let's give them a try. Nope, not gonna work. I've had those for a while, I guess. Let's hope the black ones work. Seems to be moving through. I don't think I've ever used these. I'm gonna maybe do, where can I do? I tell you what, let's put dots in the middle of these flowers. I'll put big globby dots in all three of them. Globby is the right word. Okay. Those don't necessarily... Oh my gosh, I made it worse. So, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to pick that up. Okay, I picked up the globbiest part. There's still kind of a little tail that's sticking up, but I think it's okay. And let me try pressing this one down. Okay, not working there. I think it's made it worse. So the page is done, except for some journaling I'm going to do here, and for these little strips that are going to go. Maybe I'm not sure I'm going to like that. I have on ones that on pages that I'm not able to fit a lot of the story on, and there was kind of a story for this day. It started out beautiful and we had a wonderful time, and we stopped and dilly-dallied around and took a hike in this little area. This was a beautiful area called Silverthorne, and we got out and liked it, and it was time to get our steps on our Fitbit. So we did a nice little walk, and we ended up walking for about an hour because there was so much to see, including the chocolate factory. And I think by the time we were there, there was nothing really open, so traffic hadn't picked up. I think it probably was a fairly busy area, and we did window shopping instead of spending any actual money. So So that was good. It was good for us, not so good for the Colorado economy, but it was a nice start to the day, and I loved, seeing Vail. But when we hit the traffic because of the netting going up on the rocks to prevent them falling down, we understood why that needed to be done, and wondered if there was any due diligence we could have done to check that sort of thing, which we will do anytime we ever drive through mountains again. So anyway, it was a fun day up until this point, and then this was almost scary experience. Then it kind of got beautiful, and we kind of gave up on the fact that we were going to go to the national parks in Utah and see my cousin Bill, but then in the evening, the part that's not shown on here because there were no photos, hunting for that hotel was just crazy. So I think I told you that the policeman came up behind us, and we thought he was going to get upset with us for loitering, or wonder what we were doing out in the middle of this as yet unbuilt development. And as soon as I told him that we didn't drive well in the dark, and it had gotten dark while we were trying to find our way around this parking lot. I said, we're trying to get to that hotel, and we can see it, but we just can't. We don't know what roads will take us there because we kept getting to dead ends. So he said, follow me, and he led us straight to it, and he actually got out and made sure that we had a room, because we had stopped at there was an earlier hotel when it wasn't dark, and we stopped there thinking that was going to be good. It was about 40 miles down the road, and there were no vacancies, so that's why that sign's there. And I will actually have a small photo that shows I did a search for Hampton Inns nearby, and it showed the two hotels. And so I'll have the arrow pointing to the one that had no room, and then I'll explain that story there. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I really appreciate those of you who are following along every day and enjoying this series. For me, it's just been a great experience, much better than I anticipated when I started it. And it has done the trick to make me enjoy and appreciate and be grateful this month instead of sad. So thank you all for that. Bye.